This is a Bachmann review by myself. Here's the locomotive in question. This is D9014, the Duke of Wellington's Regiment. Now, I have owned this vehicle, this locomotive before, and it's Hornby, guys. It was one from the City Freight set. Now, for some reason, Hornby seemed to think that, you know, a Deltic running freight seemed feasible. Well, there you go. Well, it was an under length one and all sorts of things, so there was all sorts of issues with this. No, this is the baby. So without further ado, let's get her up and running. Now, before we do that, let me just point out to you that this is obviously based on a 60s Deltic and not a later one, in the sense that it has no air horns. I, of course, have set myself into a corner there because I planned on having one that would run almost as preserved. Well, here we go. Let's get her off and running. You can see her doing her stuff. Bit jerky start, sorry about that. There you go. That way you can see your lights. Front head code illuminates. And the rear lights. Oh, they're somewhere obscured behind the carriage. It's a lovely model. I know we always say this about Bachmanns. Where do you find the fault? I'd say if there is a fault to be had on this, it's probably that. Well, it doesn't have any switches on the tank to switch the lighting off, which I think's a real pity, actually. You get it with a class 47, you class it with the class 37. For some reason, Bachmann haven't included the switches on the bottom of this. You can switch your rear lights off, you can switch your cab lights off, a bit more control. So, yeah, unfortunately, that's been left off this model, but come on, I mean, the railroad version of this model, call it a railroad one, the City Freight one, didn't even need the same rig. The colour scheme's different. In terms of its greens, totally out with each other. It's a lovely model, absolutely gorgeous model, and this and my St Paddy are the pride of my Deltic fleet. I've got two other Bachmanns, 12 and 13, lovely models, but they're the older tooling. Neither have the lights on them, which, you know, once you get on a few models, you start to sort of get a bit blasé and take it for granted. It's yeah, she's a lovely girl, really like it, and you know, there's it's too easy to get to say, oh, you know, Bachmann's wonderful, Bachmann and this, Bachmann. But you do have to say it with this one. It's another success. It's another winner. They get it right. You know, takes a 21 DCC decoder if you so wish to fit that to it. I'm assuming that at some point, obviously, you can add sound to it if you so wish as well. Spend a few quid on it. Like I said, as a preserved engine, I'm a bit knackered really, because it's at the era I'm talking about modelling or thinking of modelling, this would have been corporate blue. It also would have had air horns. But we'll overlook a few little details like that, perhaps, just to sort of savour the prospect of having a green one running around with the 2 or 3 blue ones that I intend running on this layout eventually. I mean, I'm aiming to have East Coast era, and more importantly, from my point of view, it's the only Bachmann I've got that was basically Gateford. The other two being the other three, sorry, being 2 Finsbury Parks and a Haymarket, which was the first one. Number 13, the Black Watch. Right. So, yeah. That's about it really. I can't really add more than that to it. It's question of time here. I may well run out of space and time here to do any more filming. Keep whittling on, but if you're in any doubts as to whether you go and buy a Bachmann Deltic or not, like I say, if the nose issue's been a problem for you till now, I don't think we seem to have got to that problem yet. Hasn't been new tooling in that sense. The nose does still seem to be a problem. They haven't mastered that yet. But hey ho, come on! I mean, you know, it's not going to cost you the earth. It certainly doesn't cost you a hell of a lot more than the Hornby one. Well, the difference you'll notice straight away when you get it out of the box. This is lovely. So there we are. Bachmann's latest green offering. Bring in slowly. See the tab flicker. There you go. Thank you for watching. Okay, take care of yourselves now. Bye bye.